Everyone, welcome back to the Self-Sufficient Homestead. My name is Tanya Milan, and today I'm going to show you how to never buy onions again.
So after 8 weeks being immobile, I took out all these onions. Look at these beautiful different varieties that I've got here. From white to brown to purple, multiplying onions and shallots.
So how this all came about is I stepped back into my garden after 8 weeks of not being mobile. I was in a motorcycle accident, had a knee operation, and I could not walk for 6 weeks. So now, after 8 weeks, I'm back in the garden, and the garden is in absolute chaos.
And this, friends, is why all the onions are out at the moment.
The garden's pretty big, and to just make this work more practically, I've broken it up into different segments, about 6 segments, and I'm literally going to sort one segment completely before I move on to the next. So I've taken out all these onions from this particular segment, and I will be replanting it once I'm done, but I will be planting it more strategically, more on the edges of the beds, etc. So this segment is already, what I wanted to take out is already out, and now I'm going to cover it with 10 to 15 centimeters of my 28-day compost, and then I will be adding 10 centimeters of mulch on top of that.
This compost method is absolutely incredible. From manure, brown stuff and green stuff to this in 28 days. It is so quick and so effective, and I will be teaching you how to do this.
So the key to not buying onions is to find onions that multiply. Now, I cannot tell you what types of onions I have here, and I actually need your help. If you know any of these onions, you can put it in the comments below, because I'd love to know what I have. What I do is, if I go to a produce shop, and there's some shallots or some bunching onions that looks really nice, I buy a lot and I just come put it in the garden, and they multiply like crazy. So the first ones I have are these white ones. They are a lot like spring onions, and they're really delicious. So spring onions are so expensive in the shop. I mean, the other day I was paying like 2 rand for one spring onion, and look at all this. Now, they grow in a bunch like this. So every time you want to come harvest some of these spring onions, which are not spring onions, you can tell me what it is, then you can pull out a bunch. I normally take about 3 of the best ones, the thickest ones, and I plant them in 3 different places. And within 3 months, it's a bunch like this at least. And you're sitting with about 20 to 25 stems in 3 months. This is insane. Now the next lot are these. Not sure what they are. It looks like they might be making a top set, or it might be seed. I know I did have Egyptian walking onions at some stage, but I thought I'd lost them. But maybe this is a top set forming. Is this Egyptian walking onions, guys? Let me know. So these ones also grow in a bunch like this, and I do exactly the same with them. I've had them for years. I've never seen them walk, but there's some evidence of possibility of walking, so don't know. So growing bunches like this, I do exactly the same as I do with the white onions. I take my 3 best stems, put them back in the ground, and I use the rest. Next up, some beautiful red shallots. Now these are also bought in the fresh produce aisle. I'm not sure what they are called. It's a really nice big bulb on this shallot. The next one, I think it's called Gideon's shallots, but you can help me if you want. The way they grow is you plant one, and they push each other out. They make babies, and they stand like this. And they make probably about 5 to 6 of these onions from one. And you know they are ready when they are all standing like this. The next one, and I'm not sure if it's the same as this one. I don't think so, because they look slightly different. They also have brown at the bottom, and they multiply in bunches like this as well. Also a very nice one. So these are the varieties I have. And it works really well for me. You do not need to buy onions anymore if you've got multiplying onions. Yes, sure, their flavor is slightly different. An onion in general is a bit more pungent, where a shallot or a multiplying onion is a bit sweeter. But who has ever complained of something being sweet? So when I want to replant some of these, I make sure that the roots are about 4 centimeters maximum, and above the point where the leaf starts flaring out, I cut these green leaves. And you can use these green leaves, and this is how I put them back into the ground. This minimizes stress, because then the shallot doesn't have to keep all these greens at the top alive. Alright, so my advice to you is to go look at your produce shops or your local seed suppliers and see what multiplying onions or shallots you can find. And even if you just plant 6 of each and you give them their 3 months, after 3 months you are sorted. You will never have to buy again. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, please like my video and give it a subscribe if you want to hear more. I am going to be sharing with you how I make my 28-day compost, so that will be coming up soon in the near future. It's lovely spending time with you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.